Broads Media.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Broads. It's never going to be easy with this club. And honestly, it's Labor Day weekend, and I was debating if I was going to do something tonight, or if I would wait until the morning, or if I would just package it up with a series recap like I normally do over the weekend. But that pulled on my heartstrings way too much for me to hold this in. I'm using this as therapy, okay? This is what I need to express my feelings so I can fall asleep tonight and get all this off my chest, because I'm aggravated with big late home runs that fall to nothing because the bullpen right now can't complete the mission. There was a lot here, okay? Alec Bohm has to make that play, and Jose Alvarado has to hit the strike zone. There doesn't have to be a battle between Phillies fans on where the real blame has to go. It's both of them. Jose Alvarado put his teammates in a bad spot. Then Hoffman, and that would have been electric if he could get out of that jam. He walks onto the bump and gets you out of that tough spot. That would be ridiculous. Honestly, I was ready for it too, because it did seem like it would happen. Wow, I'm just picturing it in my mind right now, and I'm kind of pissed that I got robbed of that moment. I think he's got that dog in him. I think Hoffman walking off the mound, barking at the opponent, I think he's got that fire. The fire Jonathan Gannon is looking for, apparently, in that Cardinals locker room. Did I expect to get a jab in at Gannon during this show? Absolutely not, but I'm glad I did. Yo, fellas, this is what I'm going to say. Okay, pretend you're a coach, and I'm going to tie this together with hockey because that's what I know and that's what I've personally experienced. Okay, let's pretend I was my college coach. Sometimes you can get your ass kicked and you can lose a game 5-1 and look really unprepared, and you throw that one away in the trash. The same scenario could play out in a different portion of the season, and that's one of those nights you go back to the tape, you study everything that was wrong, you have film sessions in the locker room a lot more during the week to drill home that you can't do this. Where I put this with the Alec Bohm situation defensively is, you throw this out. Don't worry about it. Don't sit on it for a long time. Don't even let this eat you alive. I don't want that to be Alec Bohm's approach. Flush it. You got to have the next play. You're a safety. You're a cornerback. You're a secondary person in the NFL, and you make a mistake or you get torched and someone mosses you. Next play. Doesn't matter. I just want Bohm to put this one in the trash and we don't speak about it again. He knows. Nobody needs to tell him anything. He understands. He took his eyes off the ball, whether he wanted to go to third and try and beat somebody out with the bases loaded for the force out. I don't know, but that ends the inning, and he didn't make the play. So I am angry at two people right now. It's Jose Alvarado and it's Alec Bohm, but it's all tough love, and I want Alec Bohm to just get right back at it tomorrow. Step up to the plate for your first at-bat maybe and drill one into the gap. Get a double, or hey, maybe the first play of the game defensively for him is a ground ball. Ironically, that's how the game ended. A ground ball to that third base side, and Alec Bohm grounds out. But don't sit in your sorries. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Two tough emotional games. What I'm looking at right now is a team that's in the middle of one. How are you going to work yourself out of it? It's a great question, but I'm not hitting a panic button. I just think they're going through a bit of in two games here, emotionally. Now it's starting to creep back to September, and we know we've seen some awful Septembers, but this team, I believe in their mental makeup. I believe in Alec Bohm. I think Alec Bohm recovers from this and we're not going through another saga. I got a couple different text messages from some people who are in the thick of the emotions with the rest of us when watching this team daily, and they threw out the, are you concerned that because it's Alec Bohm, maybe he can't handle this? He's played so well this season on that side of the diamond in multiple different positions, may I add. I trust Alec Bohm. He has given me the reason to trust him. He's more experienced now. And quite frankly, could it get any uglier than dealing with the predicament he had when he got caught mouthing the words that he hates this place? Can't get much worse than that when looking at this fan base in the eyes. You made a mistake. You've been excellent. You've been great. And I feel that same way with this bullpen. Remember, you've been through a lot with this pen, whether Jose Alvarado hasn't been available, whether Seranthony Dominguez hasn't been healthy, and Craig Kimbrell held down the fort when this was supposed to be a deep back-end bullpen by committee. A lot of this fell on the shoulders of Craig Kimbrell, and he did a damn good job so far. Well, now they're slipping while the offense is waking up. But the offense sucked for a long part of the season, and your bullpen held it together. I just think Craig will find his groove. This is Jose Alvarado. We've seen this before. I heard Ruben Amaro bring up the fact that he thought in between pitches he was taking more time and he was trying to process the next throw, and he maybe was prolonging his in-between time, and maybe that threw him out of his rhythm. It's possible, and because he doesn't feel 100% yet, that's why he's forcing himself to buy time, because, well, he probably is feeling something or just doesn't feel right, but at least wants to be out there for his guys. But still good enough where Rob Thompson can give him the go on a medical side, because, of course, you know they're always going to take the safety precautionary ways. But anyway, they just have to get through this funk. They are in a funk. They're in one. What do you do when you go through this right after you have an awesome August? And then here's Kyle Schwarber, who works a great at-bat, puts you up 1-0, and Zach Wheeler gets 10 Ks in 6 innings, excuse me. And you're going up against Peralta, and I was begging, get to the pen. Once we get this guy out of the game, then we can possibly crack it open. He was ridiculous putting away guys consistently. Double digit. Here comes the order. Here comes the next wave. Nothing. You are getting destroyed. He's striking you out at will. 4 strikeouts in a row. 13, 14 guys consecutively. It was outrageous. Get to the next guy, because you don't got it today. Every time you go to intermission, you see on the box score, 1 hit or 1 run. Let's go, please. And when Trey Turner stepped up, I couldn't believe it. He did it again. This team right now has the clutch genes with Trey, World Baseball Classic Trey, and Bryce Harper. I believe that Craig Kimbrell will find himself and will close these games out in September. If this happens 2 more times in the next 3 games, fine. I'll reassess. 2 games, it sucks, and it hurts, and it will be painful. It's supposed to be painful. I won't lose sight of all the positivity with these areas that are now hurting you. Because just like the offense finally proved that they can rake, Craig Kimbrell can save games. Jose Alvarado, if healthy, and we don't know where he's actually at physically, it's fair to question what percentage is he at, because you can't find the strike zone, dude. Put it in between the box. You know where the box is. I see it. You don't, but I see it on the screen. Put it in the damn box. Way all over the place. Deep down, man, deep down, I thought Hoffman had it. I really did. I thought he was going to have the big stones and then possibly do the celebration that they do when they get on second base or they get a hit. I thought he was going to do the massive one celebration. I saw a video on Twitter and TikTok of a young kid doing it, maybe about 8, 9 years old, and the caption is, does he even have any idea on what he's actually doing right now? Probably not. Probably not. But the stones on Hoffman. I would have cried out my ears. Blood would be pouring out of my ears. How would that happen? No idea. I would have been that excited. I would have been in that much awe. It took me about 20 minutes to even process my thoughts after the game, and that doesn't sound like a long time, but it is when you're watching the game, and I did the double TV again tonight. We were grinding Love Island. This is the craziest season of Love Island ever. I had the iPad on my lap, but then I switched to a SmackDown, so I'm watching Friday Night SmackDown. I got the game on. I was like, whoa, hold on a second. Put everything on pause, and I had to decompress. And then I figured the best way for me to try and put this in the past is go downstairs, turn on the Mac, and give yourself about 25 minutes or so, whatever it is. Maybe take some calls, and we got a lot of them because I would imagine that there's a lot pouring out. Maybe you're feeling the same way. Your call into the Anytime Hotline is my version of doing this show. Let me get it off my chest. Then I can rest easier because I got it all out. And then we got a game tomorrow, national TV. We're seeing a Fox broadcast, 7:15. You've been through hell. The last 48 hours, the last 50 plus hours, it is killing you inside. How do you stop the internal bleeding? Because right now, it's coming, and you have to stop it. And they can. Ironically enough, I sit here and I'm about to ask, do you feel good about Aaron getting the ball to try and stop the bleeding? Wait for it. Believe it or not, out of everybody in the entire world, maybe you didn't see this coming. I believe in this team. I believe in this team. My big goal here is we got to get through this. This team is damn good. They are a great team. They are. They're a great team. There's things that are Phillies baseball. But ultimately, when you look at this thing here, they're scary when rolling. The hardest part this season, I think, was finding out their offensive identity. And it's important to bring that up because, to me, that was more difficult, trying to pry that out of this squad. For whatever reason, whether it was the standing ovation, all jokes aside, because it completely switched when we did do that. So whether it was the standing ovation, I don't know what it was, but it took so long for them to show any sort of real consistency with it. I didn't know if they had it in them. They finally got there. Finding that was very, 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 very hard for them. I don't know if Craig Kimbrell being able to get some saves again, I don't think that is as hard as mashing in August. Does that make sense? Am I describing that properly, or did I just fumble over my words so much that I'm making zero sense to you? I'll try and simplify it and give you the Spark Note version. Power, boom, the ball leaves the yard. They weren't doing it. They finally did do it. And in August, they were spectacular. This bullpen, I know that there are weapons in this pen that are really good and can be very successful. And I've seen them be very successful in huge moments. They were in spurts, and they did do really well when the offense was quiet. To get back on track, you need the pen. There's more reason to believe getting the pen back on track is simpler than how they got their offense back. And they got their offense back. So feel good about Craig and the rest. Did I do it again? Did I suck again? Did I absolutely wet myself again? I don't know. But if you don't get it by now, and if that wasn't clear, then I'll put the blame on me. And I love you guys for sticking around this long for me to make no sense. Man, Trey Turner, he did it. He did it. He did it. He's on fire right now. That was gross. I was stunned. There was a moment where I'm like, yo, did he really just do that? My wife said, who the hell are you talking about? I said, don't worry about it. Phillies are winning, baby. Phillies are getting another dub. I spoke too soon. And remember, when Craig showed signs of struggles, There were a lot of you on the Anytime Hotline, a lot of you on social saying, come on, Rob, Jose, you can't be using Craig. I said, whoa. You can't feel great about Jose right now. You can't feel great about Sir Anthony right now. Craig has shown more signs than them. It's not an automatic. It's not a no-brainer lock. Now, I expect Jose to hit the strike zone in his next availability, in his next outing. That has to be done. Right now, though, it wasn't an automatic to look in other directions or to find another closer. You don't have one. It might be more by committee or more by matchup, as we saw Rob Thompson utilize Jose Alvarado last year against one man and one man only, Yordan Alvarez. And every time that thing started to filter through the rotation of their batting order, it's yep, okay, where are we? Boom. You might get to that point again, and that would really help this team take a huge leap if you have that much of a weapon where it's okay, let's get at it. It ultimately did end up failing, but also won you games, too. You remember in the World Series, there was a time where it's like, yes, Rob. Maybe you put your hands on it a lot, but they panned out. You circled that matchup and knew that you had somebody you rely on there. Bang, bang, bang. Strike one, strike two. Get out of here. But we didn't get that today. No, we did not get that today. Maybe they can use that catchphrase this year. I don't know. I don't know anything because my heart's broken. Let's go to the phones. Let's run it. Let's start it off.
That was the most heartbreaking loss I have seen since yesterday. I have no... Your tweet you sent out a little while ago, Broads, trying to gather your thoughts, that's where I'm at right now, too. I think that's where I'm at. Errors like that happen. I am blaming Bohm, but it seems like the 8th and ninth inning, we just can't play important baseball. Our relievers forget how to pitch. They walk with the bases loaded. Our hitters forget how to hit and throw it and swing at balls below the zone. Heartbreaking. I want to love this team so bad right now, and they're playing like I love them, but they're just ripping my heart right back out, bro.
I got you. I got you. I get it. I feel it. I know the upsetting feeling. I know the queasy. Is queasy the word? Queasiness. It's a big ball of adrenaline. It's anxiety. It's a lot of different emotions. It's a big mix. It's a smorgasbord, if you will. And when that happens, it's hard to settle in. I get it. I do. Just believe in what we've been watching. Believe in August. They're more August than they are any other team they saw this season. Breathe. Don't worry yourself too much. Doesn't mean don't react. Doesn't mean don't be mad, angry, upset. I'll never tell you not to do that because right now, I'm disappointed. Your superstars have came up clutch. Think about what we're discussing today if you close out both of those. I'm sort of on a high with this club. We all are. I'd be this times 18 by 18,000 if they pulled off two major come-from-behind wins because of Bryce and Trey. And of course, just let it be known, let's throw it in the hopper too. That Kyle Schwarber leadoff homer should get a little more love than it's getting. There's just more talking points right now because of the disaster that was. But look around the league at leadoff bombs, and your guy, Kyle Schwarber, is second. So stick that where the sun don't shine. He did his job. You can always count on that. I mean, Kyle Schwarber, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to question that.
Hey, Broads. I hope I'm getting this call in before some certain other callers who would probably scream about Alec Bohm crying after the air. I want to get my thoughts on that. If you were a baseball player, tell me you wouldn't show emotion after that happened to you. Like, it cannot happen, and I'm not making excuses for him that it did, but like, respectfully, like, I think that this is another time, just like with Trey, that we need to come support the guy. He's made that play like 49 times out of 50 this year. So, like I said, no excuses for him tonight. But I think we got to keep riding with him. That being said, I am way too concerned about this bullpen right now. We have no reliable arms other than Hoffman right now, which is like, you're not going to be able to make it through your prove it month, September, with just one bullpen arm. I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
So I agree with you on everything. I'm not really bashing Bohm to this crazy level. Dude, come on. That's all. Come on. But if I was his teammate, it's as easy as this. Smack him on the ass. Yo, dude, don't worry about it. Let's go. We got a game tomorrow. Don't even think about it for a second. I'd shoot him a text tonight. Part of me would say maybe I wouldn't, just because you want to get it out of his head and not apply more pressure by keep mentioning it. The more you say, hey, it's not a big deal, not a big deal, not a big deal. Well, if you tell me 15 times, you're telling me for a reason, hey, maybe it is, right? It's the reverse of what you actually want to happen, ends up backfiring. But I think it would be like, hey, man, you're going to have a great game tomorrow. I want that same thing. It's about timing. And for the timing right now with Bohm, it's not time to destroy him into a billion pieces. A game in June where this happens, maybe. It's a Sunday afternoon. You split the first two games in the series to the Mets. You're on the road in Queens. You're up a few runs. June, middle of July. Boo, boo. Well, I guess I said it was in Queens. If it's in CBP, here's some boos. You hear some whining. Some drunk fans upset that go too far and say something stupid. It is what it is. You move on to the next game. But, you sit in it a little different with the fans, and the fans have a different reaction. Right now, it's, we got a bigger goal at mind. And we've seen you play such a good third base. And you've taken so many fantastic strides on that end to the point where I feel comfortable with him playing third. Never thought I'd get to that point ever. I feel comfortable with him playing third. He's taken a billion leaps to play a great defense. Yo, dude, come on. Right? But I'm not crushing him. And with your bullpen, yeah, of course. See, the difference is, look, I got all this dog hair on me. It's my first time looking down at the camera and even seeing it. Bear with me. My dog sheds. What do you want me to do? The Hoffman thing, you said we have one reliable arm right now, Hoffman. Yeah, I'm not sitting here saying this team's going to be fine and they can win a bunch of games with the bullpen sucking. That wouldn't be my message to anybody. I'm putting stock into the Craig Kimbrell, what is that again? The stock market. I'm putting some money in on the Craig Kimbrell will be fine. Craig Kimbrell is just in a few outings where he's slowing down and making some mistakes and this and that, but he's a veteran journeyman, and he just has to get more outings and get a couple more at-bats that he sees and goes through a couple more save opportunities, and he'll then eventually start shining. I just think it's that simple. These are polished, professional pros that we have in the pen. Normally, when you do face some rough times, there's a reason why they've all lasted as long as they have in the majors. There's a reason why Craig Kimbrell is relied on by multiple different organizations, seasons after seasons after seasons, because, well, he's done this for a long time. At a high level. Back end has had some numbers that don't look great recently, but bullpen guys are also year in, year out. One year they're top of the top, the next year they're middle, then they have a down year, then they might have an off season due to a surgery, then they come back, and then they might be okay, and then they have a decent year, then they have a great year, then they have a good year, then they have a good year, then they have a mediocre year. That's the life of a bullpen arm. It almost comes with the territory. Yeah, I don't know. That's personally where I'm at tonight. It could change quickly, okay? It could be as simple as we speak after the series is over and I'm talking completely the different side, and maybe some gibberish is being spoken now, and we laugh at it. But right now, all I can tell you is how I feel right now. It's how I feel right now after the 7-5 loss on Friday of Labor Day weekend. I didn't expect to be here right now. This is what I have to do to help me cope. What did I say, about 25 minutes or so? Okay, yeah. We'll take a couple more calls or whatever, but this is what I needed. Thank you for your time, because without you, this is impossible.
Man, Broads. Jeremy here from Illinois, first-time caller.
Oh, what's up, Jeremy?
I got to tell you, man, this is the second game in a row where we had a good lead from a home run, and we just blew it. I kind of want to put this on Jose, for just blowing it. And I don't know. I really hope we just win the game tomorrow, man. I'm going to be there. It's just really disappointing to have this type of play from our bullpen. Just crazy, man.
It is. It's crazy. It's disappointing. And you're going to the game. That's incredible. Appreciate the call, by the way. Gave me a little first time. Appreciate that. Out in Illinois. Yeah, it's I know. Deep breaths. Do it with me here, right? We want to take a deep breath together. We will be okay. We will be okay. We will make it through this. I don't know if I can even say that properly, because I don't know if it's the truth, but I want it to be the truth, okay? I do. Deep down, I need it to be the truth, okay? Because if it's not the truth, we're going to be in a very sticky situation here at Broads Media. All right, hopefully they get us through this here, all right? Because if they don't get us through here, it's going to be a rough time. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'll take one more and then wrap whatever you want to call this ending of the show up. Let's go here. Sure, here. No, here we go.
What's up, bros? It's right now 5-4 Phillies. It's probably the wrong time to be calling, but I'm so infuriated right now. So I'm just walking away from the TV for a second, praying that something good happens for our Phillies. But this bullpen's a problem. It's an absolute problem. Okay, I am sorry. This might offend people or rub people the wrong way, but this bullpen is a problem, okay? Kimbrel, Alvarado, and all these guys coming out of the bullpen have been terrible lately. They've just been terrible. And if the Phillies win this game today, that's great, awesome. I'll love it.
They don't. Newsflash. They don't.
I will be very ecstatic for it because that would be huge for us. But they're a problem. They are a problem. They need to fix their shit. And that's just the fact of the matter is. Trey Turner just hit a huge home run. A 3-run homer to put us up 5-3. And what do? Alvarado's walking people, giving up hits left and right. He just walked Christian Yelich right now to make it 5-4.
Can we just appreciate the passion, boys? Can we appreciate it, fellas? There's a part of me that goes, all right, I spent a long time this show making sure we try and keep this reasonable, stay objective for the most part, right? Keep it in range of let's not lose sight of the greatness with this team. And then I hear this, and I'm like, damn, man, I love you all. I love you. It's just great. It's great. I feel the burn. I do. This is what the Anytime Hotline's for. This moment right here, and this is the prime example. So I want to give you a shout out, even though I stopped you a minute plus in. There's still 35 seconds of this beauty ready to start rolling. So let's just get back to it. But that's awesome. It's awesome.
I'm hoping the Phillies keep it that way. It's annoying. This bullpen needs to be better. It needs to be better. Because if they're like this, it's going to be a short Red October. That's the bottom line. The last week to 2 weeks, this bullpen has sucked.
It'll be okay. I'll stop you there. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Listen to me. Would I lie to you? Right? You don't come here going, what's Bro's going to lie to me today? Or what's he going to say that is a lie, a fib? Nothing. It's just straight facts, right? It's just polished facts, nonstop. They'll be fine. Bullpen won't be this. They won't be this. The offense wasn't going to stay that dead forever. They wouldn't be that. They show it. Same with the pen. Listen to me. Polished facts, I said, damn it. All right, everyone, I love you to death. If you made it this far, God bless your soul. You're just lovely human beings. I love you to death. We'll be talking soon.